All right, get ready for your physics lecturer interview deep dive
Yeah, we're going to use all the power of RoleCatcher's AI and insights.
to get you ready to absolutely crush it.
That's right. We're going to break down those top interview questions for you
Give you some career-boosting tips
and show you how RoleCatcher can help you tailor those answers.
to specific job descriptions.
Yeah.
So first, let's set the stage.
Yeah.
You're aiming for a physics lecturer position,
Right.
which means you're going to be wearing multiple hats,
A lot of hats.
teaching, conducting research,
Right.
and actively contributing to that academic community.
Absolutely. All part of the job.
So imagine yourself leading lab experiments,
Oh, yeah.
guiding those student research projects,
That's a good one.
presenting your findings
At conferences, yeah.
at conferences, exactly,
Love it.
and maybe even mentoring
Oh, yeah.
the next generation of physicists.
Mentoring is so important in this role.
It's a dynamic role that keeps you at the forefront of your field.
Ab-
I'm guessing there's a lot of room for growth in this career path.
Oh, tons. Like what kind of things?
So the RoleCatcher Career Guide,
Okay.
it outlines various stages from entry-level lecturer all the way up to senior roles,
Ooh.
like department head,
Okay.
or even a research director.
Wow.
So publishing your research is often a key stepping stone to those higher positions.
So before we get into those interview questions,
Yeah.
I want to talk about how RoleCatcher's AI
Yeah.
can give you a leg up in the application process.
Huge leg up.
They have this cool feature that analyzes job descriptions.
Yeah, it's called the Skills Matcher, and it's a game changer.
Ooh, tell me more.
So it compares your CV to the specific requirements of the job posting
Okay.
and highlights any skills gaps you might have.
Oh, that's really helpful.
It is. It lets you proactively address those gaps and really tailor your application so it's laser focused.
So you dramatically increase your chances of landing an interview.
Exactly.
That's like having a personal career coach in your pocket.
And if you subscribe to their Copilot AI,
Uh-huh.
it goes even further.
Even further, yeah.
What does it do?
So Copilot will help you craft compelling cover letters.
Oh, okay.
Answer those tricky application questions.
Ooh, yeah, those are always tough.
And even practice your interview responses with AI-powered feedback.
So it's like having a secret weapon for interview prep.
I like to think so.
I'm already feeling more confident.
I love it.
But now let's get into the heart of it.
Yeah.
Those interview questions.
All right, let's do it.
Are you ready to dissect some of the most common ones?
Bring them on. We'll break down what the interviewer is really looking for
Okay.
and give you those strategic approaches to help you knock their socks off.
Okay, first up,
Yeah.
can you tell us about your background in physics?
Classic.
It seems pretty straightforward,
Right.
but I'm guessing they're looking for more than just a chronological list of your degrees and research projects.
You're right. They want to understand your passion for physics, your journey in the field. What experiences have shaped you?
So it's like a story.
Think of it as telling a story, a captivating story,
Okay.
about your love for physics.
So instead of just listing facts,
Yeah, weave in anecdotes,
Yeah.
highlight those key milestones that really ignited your passion, and showcase experiences that really demonstrate your growth as a physicist.
like what?
So, for example, you could talk about a specific professor who inspired you, or
Yeah.
maybe a challenging project that pushed you beyond your comfort zone,
I like it.
or even a moment of discovery that solidified your love for the subject.
Yeah, that's a great way to make your answer memorable and engaging.
Right.
But what if someone is early in their career
Sure.
and doesn't have a kind of research experience yet?
Yeah, that's fine.
What should they focus on?
Highlight any experiences that demonstrate your enthusiasm and initiative.
Okay.
Did you excel in a particular course?
Okay.
Tutor other students? Volunteer at a science museum?
Yeah.
Even seemingly small experiences can reveal a lot about your passion and commitment.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's not about having a laundry list of accomplishments.
Right.
It's about conveying your genuine love for physics.
Speaking of which, RoleCatcher has a sample response for this question in their interview guide, right?
You do.
What's it say?
It goes something like this. My fascination with physics began in high school with a particularly inspiring teacher who showed us how physics explains the world around us. This led me to pursue a bachelor's and then a master's degree in physics, focusing my research on the fascinating world of astrophysics. Along the way, I had the opportunity to assist Professor Smith with their research on dark matter, which solidified my desire to pursue a career in academia.
Okay, so that's a great starting point.
It is. It's concise.
It shows a clear progression of interest
Absolutely.
and highlights those relevant experiences without getting too bogged down in detail.
Exactly.
Remember, this is just a template.
It is just a template.
You'll need to tailor it to your own unique story.
Sure.
What makes your journey special? And what you want the interviewer to remember about you.
Exactly.
Okay, let's move on to question number 2.
All right.
How do you stay current with developments and advancements in the field of physics?
Another good one.
I'm guessing this is about more than just casually scrolling through physics memes on social media.
You got it. This question is all about showcasing your commitment to lifelong learning
Right.
and your genuine interest in the ever-evolving world of physics.
So what are some ways to demonstrate that you're staying on top of the latest breakthroughs?
Be specific.
Okay.
Do you subscribe to certain scientific journals?
Okay.
Attend conferences or webinars?
Oh.
Follow influential physicists or research groups online?
Yeah.
Mention those activities.
Yeah.
And if possible, highlight any recent developments that have caught your eye.
That makes sense. It shows that you're actively seeking out that knowledge
Yeah.
and staying engaged with the cutting edge of your field. But what if someone's on a tight budget and can't afford expensive journal subscriptions or conference fees?
Yeah, there are tons of free or low-cost ways to stay informed.
Like what?
You could participate in online physics forums.
Oh.
Or listen to physics podcasts.
Like this one.
Like the Deep Dive, of course.
Okay.
Or join a local physics club.
Okay.
The key is to demonstrate that you're actively seeking out knowledge,
Okay.
even if it's through more accessible channels.
That's great advice. You don't need a huge research grant to stay curious and informed.
You don't.
Now, the RoleCatcher Interview Guide provides a sample response for this question. Right.
Yeah, it's just something like this. To stay current, I subscribe to several key journals, including Physics Today and Science, and I regularly browse ArcPhiv for preprints of cutting-edge research. I also find online communities like Physics Stack Exchange incredibly valuable for engaging in discussions and learning from other physicists.
That's a fantastic, multifaceted approach.
It is.
It combines those traditional methods with more contemporary online resources.
Exactly.
Okay, let's tackle the next question.
All right.
How do you make your lectures engaging for students?
Oh, that's the million-dollar question.
We've all sat through those dry lectures that feel like watching paint dry.
I've been there.
So how do we make physics come alive for our students?
Yeah, the interviewer wants to see that you're not just a walking textbook,
Right.
but a dynamic educator who can make physics relatable,
Okay.
fascinating, and even fun.
Fun.
I know, right?
So instead of just droning on about equations.
Bring the concepts to life.
Okay.
Do you incorporate demonstrations,
Okay.
multimedia elements,
Uh-huh.
or real-world examples?
Yeah,
Do you encourage student participation through discussions or group activities?
that's a great idea.
These are the techniques that make a lecture memorable and help students grasp the material.
I'm picturing those classic physics demonstrations.
Ooh.
Like the one with the bowling ball and the pendulum.
Always a crowd pleaser.
Always a crowd pleaser.
But let's hear what RoleCatcher's sample response suggests.
Okay, what do they say?
They recommend something like this. I believe in making physics relatable and interactive. I often use real-world examples and analogies to explain complex concepts, and I incorporate demonstrations and multimedia whenever possible. I also encourage student questions and discussions to foster active learning and critical thinking.
I love that approach.
Yeah,
It's all about that active engagement and making physics relevant to students' lives.
for sure.
Now, let's shift gears a bit
Right.
and talk about assessment.
Okay,
Question number 4 asks,
okay.
can you describe your approach to grading and providing feedback to students?
All right.
It might seem a bit less exciting than talking about cool physics demos,
Sure.
but it's a crucial part of being an effective educator.
Oh, absolutely. The interviewer wants to understand your grading philosophy, your methods for providing constructive feedback, and your overall approach to assessment.
So where do we begin?
Start by outlining your core grading principles. Do you primarily use exams, quizzes, or projects?
Right.
Do you have a clearly defined rubric or grading criteria that students are aware of? Transparency is key here.
And feedback is super important too.
No, incredibly important.
It's not just about slapping a letter grade on a paper.
Exactly. Explain how you provide feedback,
Okay.
whether it's through detailed written comments,
Okay.
one-on-one meetings,
Right.
or a combination of methods.
Yeah.
The key is to show that your feedback is timely, specific, and aimed at helping students learn from their mistakes.
And improve.
And improve, yeah.
So it's about guiding their development as physicists, not just evaluating their performance.
Exactly.
What does RoleCatcher's sample response suggest?
They recommend saying something like this. My grading approach is based on a transparent rubric that emphasizes both understanding of concepts and problem-solving abilities. I provide detailed feedback on assignments, focusing on both strengths and areas for improvement. I believe in giving students multiple opportunities to demonstrate their learning and encouraging them to seek clarification and ask questions throughout the course.
That's a great example.
Yeah, it hits all the key points.
Transparency, clear criteria, detailed feedback, and a focus on student growth.
Exactly.
Now, question number 5 takes things up a notch.
Okay.
Can you give an example of a difficult physics concept you have successfully explained to students?
Oh, good one.
I'm already feeling a bit nervous about this one.
Don't worry, this is your chance to shine as a teacher.
Okay.
The interviewer wants to see that you can break down complex ideas,
Right.
use effective analogies, and make even the most challenging physics concepts accessible to your students.
So how do we choose the right example?
Yeah, good question.
There are so many mind-bending concepts in physics.
So many, right. Think about a concept that students typically struggle with.
Okay.
Maybe something from your area of expertise.
Okay.
Then, walk the interviewer through your approach.
Okay.
How did you break it down?
Right.
What analogies or visual aids did you use?
Okay.
Did you create any memorable learning activities?
So I'm getting the idea.
Yeah.
But an example would really help solidify this.
For sure.
What does the RoleCatcher Interview Guide suggest?
They offer this example. One concept that students often find challenging is quantum entanglement. To explain it, I use the analogy of a pair of gloves, where separating them doesn't change the fact that they're inherently connected. I also use visuals and interactive simulations to help students visualize the phenomenon and grasp its implications.
That's a brilliant analogy.
It is a good one.
It makes something abstract like quantum entanglement much easier to understand.
Right.
And it's a great reminder that even the most complex ideas can be made accessible with the right approach.
Absolutely. The key is to demystify the complex.
Right.
Choose your example wisely.
Oh.
Explain it clearly.
Yeah.
And use those relatable analogies and visuals to bring the concept to life.
All right. Time for question number 6.
Okay.
Could you give an example of a time when you had to adapt your teaching style to meet the needs of a specific student or group of students?
Ooh, love this one.
This one really gets to the heart of being an effective and inclusive educator.
Right,
Yes.
absolutely. Every student learns differently.
Right.
And a great teacher is adaptable and responsive to those individual needs. The interviewer wants to see that you're not stuck in a one-size-fits-all approach,
Right.
but are willing to adjust your methods to ensure that all your students have the opportunity to succeed.
So think back to your teaching experiences.
Yeah.
Were there any times when you had to modify your approach for a particular student or a group of students?
Maybe you had a student who was visually impaired and needed alternative materials. Or perhaps a group of students was struggling with a particular concept and needed additional support.
Right.
Share a specific anecdote, explain the challenge,
Yeah.
and detail the adjustments you made to your teaching style.
The key here is to...
Demonstrate your flexibility.
Okay.
The RoleCatcher Interview Guide offers this sample response. In a previous course, I noticed that a group of students was consistently underperforming on the problem sets. I realized they were lacking a strong foundation in basic algebra, which was hindering their ability to solve the physics problems. To address this, I incorporated mini lessons on key algebraic concepts into the beginning of each lecture, which significantly improved their understanding and performance.
That's a great example of identifying a specific need and proactively finding a solution.
It is.
It shows that you care about your students' success
Yeah.
and are willing to go the extra mile to help them thrive.
Exactly. It's about being a student-centered educator who sees the individual learners rather than just a homogeneous group.
Okay, we've covered 6 crucial interview questions so far.
I know, right?
And I think our listeners are starting to get a real feel
I must be.
for what it takes to shine in that physics lecture interview.
Yeah.
But there are a few more questions to tackle.
We've got more.
And these ones delve into a key aspect of academic life.
Oh.
Research.
Okay.
We'll be back after a short break to explore those research-focused questions
Okay.
and help you craft compelling answers that showcase your expertise and passion for pushing the boundaries of physics knowledge.
Love it.
Stay tuned, future physics lecturers.
We'll be right back with more interview prepping goodness.
We will. Welcome back, future physics lecturer.
We're diving straight back into those crucial interview questions.
And now we're focusing on that all-important
Oh, yeah.
aspect of academic life. Research.
You got it.
Being a physics lecturer isn't just about teaching.
Right.
It's about pushing the boundaries of knowledge through research,
Yes.
contributing to the scientific community,
Uh-huh.
and bringing those cutting-edge insights back to your students.
Exactly.
So question number 7
Right.
takes us right into the heart of your research experience.
Okay.
Can you discuss any research projects you have worked on in the field of physics?
Love it.
This is your chance to really showcase your expertise,
Yeah.
your passion for discovery,
For sure.
and the impact your work has had on the field.
And absolutely.
So it's all about painting a vivid picture of your research journey.
It is.
Start by selecting the projects that are most relevant to the position you're interviewing for.
Okay.
Briefly describe the research question,
Uh-huh.
your methodology,
Okay.
and the key findings.
Right. But remember, it's not just about listing those facts and figures.
So we need to go beyond the technical details
Yeah.
and showcase our enthusiasm for the research itself.
Exactly. Let your passion shine through.
Okay, how?
Why did you choose to work on these particular projects?
Okay.
What challenges did you face and what breakthroughs excited you the most? The interviewer wants to see not just what you've done, but how you think as a researcher,
Okay.
your problem-solving abilities,
Right.
and your dedication to pushing those boundaries of knowledge.
And how can we connect our research experience
Yeah.
to the teaching aspect of the role?
Good point.
Because ultimately we'll be sharing those insights with our students.
Exactly.
So, how can we bring those two things together?
You can demonstrate how your research informs your teaching by saying something like, my research on the properties of graphene has given me valuable insights into the behavior of two-dimensional materials, which I've incorporated into my lectures on condensed matter physics.
Okay.
This shows that you're bringing the latest knowledge and cutting-edge perspectives to your students.
That's a great way to highlight the synergy between research and teaching.
Right.
And speaking of examples, RoleCatcher's interview guide provides a sample response for this question, right? What did they say?
It goes something like this. During my PhD, I focused on experimental condensed matter physics, specifically studying the properties of novel materials at low temperatures. This research involved designing and building custom experimental setups, collecting and analyzing data, and collaborating with other researchers. My findings were published in reputable journals and presented at international conferences.
Okay, so that's a fantastic example.
It is.
It's clear, it's concise, and it highlights all those key elements of research experience. The topic, methodology, findings, and the dissemination of knowledge.
Exactly.
Now, let's move on to question number 8, which is closely related.
Okay.
Can you discuss any publications or presentations you have given in the field of physics?
Okay, so this question might seem intimidating,
It does.
especially for those earlier in their careers.
Yeah, what if you don't have a long list of publications yet?
Exactly.
It could feel like a high bar to clear,
Sure.
but I'm guessing it's not just about the quantity of publications.
You're absolutely right.
So it's about more.
This question is more about demonstrating your ability to communicate your research findings effectively,
Right.
both in writing
Okay.
and through presentations.
So your scientific communication skills,
Exactly.
which are essential for any researcher.
For sure.
So even if we haven't published a groundbreaking paper in Nature yet,
Yeah,
you can still highlight your accomplishments.
absolutely.
So,
Like, what have you presented your research at a departmental seminar
all right.
or a local conference?
Yeah.
Have you co-authored a paper with your advisor or colleagues?
Uh-huh.
Have you submitted a manuscript to a peer-reviewed journal?
Okay.
These are all valuable experiences that demonstrate your ability to synthesize information,
Right.
present your work clearly,
Yeah.
and engage with that scientific community.
So it's about showing initiative
Yeah.
and a commitment to sharing your work, even if it's on a smaller scale initially.
Exactly.
Okay, what's the example in the guide?
The RoleCatcher Interview Guide offers this sample response. I've co-authored 2 publications in peer-reviewed journals based on my research on the optical properties of semiconductors. I have also presented my findings at several conferences, including the annual meeting of the Materials Research Society. These experiences have honed my scientific writing and presentation skills.
So that's a great example.
It is.
It highlights both publications and presentations, demonstrating a well-rounded ability to communicate research findings to different audiences.
Right.
Now, let's move on to question number 9.
All right.
Can you discuss any leadership roles you have held in the field of physics?
Okay.
Now, this question might throw some people off,
I can see that.
especially if they're thinking,
Yeah.
wait, I'm just applying for a lecturer position,
Right.
not a CEO role.
Yeah, I understand the confusion, but leadership takes many forms in academia,
Okay.
and it's a quality that's highly valued even in lecturer positions.
So what kind of experiences count as leadership in this context?
Think broadly.
Okay. Have you mentored junior students in the lab,
Okay.
led a study group or a journal club,
Oh,
organized a departmental event or outreach program,
yeah.
served as a representative on a student committee or a professional organization?
Okay.
These are all examples of leadership,
Right.
even if they weren't formal titled positions.
So it's about demonstrating that you can step up,
Yeah.
take initiative,
Uh,
and contribute to a team effort.
Exactly.
All right, what does the guide say?
The RoleCatcher Interview Guide suggests something like this. As a graduate student, I mentored several undergraduate students in the lab, guiding them through experimental procedures and data analysis. I also served as the president of the Physics Student Association, where I organized seminars, outreach events, and social gatherings.
That's a fantastic example.
It is,
It showcases leadership both in a research setting and within the broader student community.
for sure.
Now, the final question in our top 10 list is a bit of a wild card.
Oh. Can you discuss any contributions you have made to the field of physics outside of your teaching and research?
Okay, so this one might seem open-ended,
It does.
but it's a fantastic opportunity to showcase your passion for physics
Okay.
and your commitment to making a positive impact beyond the traditional academic roles.
So what are they really looking for here?
Right. What kind of contributions are we talking about?
Yep.
Think about activities that demonstrate your engagement with the broader physics community
Okay.
and your dedication to advancing the field in various ways.
Like what?
Have you volunteered at science fairs or outreach programs to inspire young minds?
Okay.
Have you participated in physics competitions or hackathons?
Uh-huh.
Have you written articles for popular science magazines or blogs
Right.
to make physics more accessible to the public?
It's about showing that you're not just a physicist in the lab or the classroom,
Yeah,
but a physics enthusiast in the world.
I like that.
Someone who's actively involved in promoting science and inspiring others. What's the example they give?
The RoleCatcher Interview Guide gives this example. I'm passionate about making physics accessible to everyone. I volunteer at local science festivals, judge science fairs, and write articles for popular science blogs to share the wonders of physics with a wider audience.
That's a great example of showcasing your commitment to science communication and outreach.
It is.
It paints a picture of someone who truly loves physics
For sure.
and wants to share that passion with the world.
Absolutely.
And before we move on, I want to quickly reiterate how RoleCatcher's AI tools can help you craft amazing responses to these questions.
Yeah, good point.
Their skills matcher analyzes the job description and highlights any areas where you might need to strengthen your answers.
Exactly.
And their Copilot AI can even help you write those answers, providing feedback and suggestions to make them even more compelling.
It really is like having a personal interview coach right at your fingertips.
Okay, we've tackled those 10 challenging interview questions,
We did it.
and I'm feeling much more confident about easing that physics lecturer interview.
Me too.
What about you?
Definitely. Remember, practice makes perfect.
Right.
So take some time to rehearse your answers,
Right.
refine your approach,
Uh-huh.
and personalize those sample responses to
Yeah.
reflect your unique skills and experiences.
Now, before we wrap up this interview prep session,
Yeah.
I want to highlight one more valuable resource in the RoleCatcher Career Guide,
Oh,
the Career Stages section.
I love that section.
It outlines the typical progression of a physics lecturer, from entry-level to senior positions like principal physics lecturer,
Okay.
with detailed descriptions of responsibilities at each stage.
Yeah, it's a fantastic resource for understanding the career path and aligning your experience to the specific level you're interviewing for.
So you can use this information to showcase your understanding of the role's trajectory
Right.
and demonstrate how your skills and aspirations match the institution's expectations.
Excellent.
All right, future physics lecturers, we've covered a lot of ground today.
Oh, right. So much good stuff.
We've explored the core duties of a physics lecturer, uncovered valuable career insights, and dissected the top 10 interview questions with strategic approaches and sample responses.
And don't forget about how RoleCatcher can help you along the way.
Exactly, don't forget about that.
So helpful.
But before you go, we want to leave you with one final thought.
Okay, hit us with it.
What unique teaching techniques or research interests could you bring to a physics lecturer role?
That's a good one.
Think about what sets you apart from other candidates and how you can showcase those strengths to make a lasting impression.
Because in the end, it's your passion, your unique perspective, and your commitment to physics that will truly make you shine.
Best of luck with your interview. and we'll see you on the next deep dive. All right, so we've spent a lot of time on those interview questions.
Yeah, we really dug deep.
But I want to shift gears a bit and highlight a super valuable resource in the RoleCatcher Career Guide.
Yeah, you're talking about the career stages section, right?
Exactly.
It's such a great resource.
It outlines those different stages from entry level to senior roles like principal physics lecturer.
Right, and it gives you a detailed breakdown of the responsibilities at each level.
It's like having a roadmap.
I love that analogy.
That shows you not only where you're headed, but also what skills and experiences you'll need to reach those higher levels.
Exactly. It's like a sneak peek into the future of your career.
You can see what opportunities lie ahead and start planning strategically.
It's all about being proactive.
And you can use this information during your interview.
Yeah, good point.
To demonstrate your understanding of the role's progression and showcase how your ambitions align with the institution's expectations.
Absolutely.
It's about showing that you're not just looking for a job.
Right.
But you're invested in a long-term career in physics academia.
Exactly. It shows commitment.
And speaking of showcasing your skills, let's circle back to how RoleCatcher's AI can help you shine in those interviews.
Yeah, for sure.
Their skills matcher is a game changer.
Such a cool tool.
Remind me how it works again.
So it analyzes the job description, compares it to your CV, and pinpoints any skills gaps you might have. This gives you a laser-focused plan to tailor your application and interview responses.
It takes the guesswork out of interview prep.
It really does.
And allows you to present yourself as the ideal candidate.
Exactly. That's the goal.
And if you subscribe to their Copilot AI, you can take it a step further.
Even further, yeah.
So what does that do?
So Copilot will help you craft those killer cover letters.
Okay, love it.
Answer those tricky application questions.
Right.
And even practice your interview responses with AI-powered feedback.
It's like having a personal interview coach in your pocket.
It is. So helpful.
So whether you're just starting out in your academic career or aiming for those senior positions, RoleCatcher has the tools and resources to help you succeed.
Absolutely. They've got your back every step of the way.
Now, before we wrap up this deep dive into the world of physics lecturer interviews, we want to leave you with a final thought-provoking question.
All right, I'm ready.
What unique teaching techniques or research interests could you bring to a physics lecturer role?
Oh, good one.
Think about what sets you apart from other candidates. And how you can showcase those strengths to make a lasting impression.
It's all about highlighting what makes you unique.
Because in the end, it's your passion, your unique perspective, and your commitment to physics that will truly make you shine.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Good luck with your interview, and we'll see you on the next deep dive.
Bye, everyone.